when a woman does a man dirty, like they have a lot more pettiness toward the woman, but when a man does a woman dirty, it's like we're not allowed to do anything about it.
Can I say something? It's one thing to get cracked, and it's one thing to crack. Okay, that's the difference.
No,
Oh
It's
my
all just
god.
propaganda.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Okay, so I want everyone to think about this personally. If you were to be cheated on, man or woman, should that be an offense that you could go to jail for?
Use your
What the what are you talking about?
Yes, if you got cheated on, I feel like you should be able to get fined or go to jail for like
That's
a little
stupid.
bit of time.
That sounds like
No.
But what would be the crime here? You just hurt somebody's feelings?
cheating is wrong morally,
Yeah.
but I don't think somebody should go to jail for it. Like they didn't.
Hold on, but
like,
why aren't men allowed to cheat?
It's a choice. You choose that.
right.
Nobody makes a choice for
Men
you.
are not like
Oh, really?
Really?
yes. Don't
I
you
mean,
tell me to
technically,
take your own
technically,
life
there's
and make
nothing
your own
stopping
choices?
you.
Hold on, why do
Right.
blacks? Hold on, why do the
Huh?
blacks?
Watch out.
Hold on,
Watch
hold on.
out. Watch out.
It's you.
What's he trying to get into?
Hold on,
What's
let me
he-
mute. Hold on, all of y'all be quiet real quick because I remember you. How did you even get up here? You're the
By
same
getting-
guy
by
who
getting
says that one word
100%.
to your friends.
Yes.
Oh, is he Republican?
Yeah, I remember. Yes,
Yeah.
he loves Trump.
Like a lot of people, but generally speaking, a lot of the blacks chimp out whenever I say the word.
Okay, get him out of
What
here.
does that
Get him
mean?
out of here.
Hold on,
What does
hold
that
on,
mean?
hold on, hold on,
Chimp
hold on.
out, don't say
Hold
that,
on,
man.
hold on,
Chimp
hold on,
out.
hold on. Look at how you're talking. You wonder why people want to jump on your neck about it. Look at how you're speaking in the big 2026.
Wait, so not even what I'm saying, but how I convey my words is justifiable for someone to beat me up for it?
No, I never said it's just. Well, I never said you deserve to get beaten up for it. But if somebody doesn't like what you're saying and they let that be known, and you continue to say it, then hey, whatever happens, happens. You reap the benefits. You reap what you sow. I don't know.
Wait, so by that logic,
I wouldn't say it's justifiable. It's justifiable.
hold on. By that logic,
He cooking.
black
Personally,
individuals that historically faced discrimination and were beat up for fighting for their rights. By that logic, they reap what they sow, right?
I didn't hear
By
what you
that
said
logic, they
because
reap what they sow. Wait, black
What did you
individuals
say?
were historically black individuals were historically dehumanized and beat up for fighting for their rights. By your logic, they reap what they sow, right?
that doesn't make sense. I said
Hold on.
first
You
of all,
said,
first
hold
no,
on,
no,
you
no,
said-
no, no, no. Hold on. Because you took my power away when you were in control. I'm gonna do the same thing, right? So basically, what I'm saying is, and we can keep this civil. I don't have no beef with you. What I'm saying is, right? We were taken. Okay, our ancestors were taken from their land involuntarily, meaning by force. We don't reap nothing what we sow. Y'all are mad at us because we want to be free. We get punished because we
What
want to
the
be
fuck
free.
are we talking
That doesn't
about?
make sense. Now, what I'm saying
Why are we
is,
talking about this in
you
Roblox?
saying that word, knowing its history, knowing how dehumanizing it is, knowing you're not a BLK person or person of color, is insane to me. And then you go on to say, "Oh, I say it to my friends as an insult," which furthermore makes my
Proves your point.
value it. Yeah, it just
Wait,
makes me
guys.
make more sense because
Right. So hold on. So of course I can concede to the fact that other people who are not me personally made and use this word for their own particular intention of dehumanizing black individuals on the basis of race, which I don't think necessarily makes me racist when I use the same word in an intention which is not akin to the way in which this word was used historically, right? The
I
same
have
way.
two theories here. I feel like he's an imposter, meaning he may or may not be a black who is trying to do something else and
not a
try to
black.
act
I'm
as
not
a
a
God,
black.
I'm getting tired of
Or
you talking.
B, he's just somebody who's, what's that word?
Wait.
Attention
A,
seeking.
B,
You know what I
C,
mean?
D,
Okay,
E,
wait.
F.
Can
Holy.
let me speak.
It's
Let,
not
wait,
worth
can
the
I
time.
can I speak?
Very
Can I?
interesting.
Wait, let me
Right.
speak.
Oh, in the same way, every single person in here validates the use of other things in which were historically made to dehumanize people, right? If you personally use those things for an intention which is not akin to
Ah,
things were used historically.
who cares?
Are we talking about the? Are we talking about the N word, bro?
Yes, 100%.
He was talking about the N word, but then he was talking about how like some people use the F slur or the R slur whenever
No, not
in our
even not even words, things in general, right? Like for example,
Well-
the very first treadmill was made and used to dehumanize prisoners. Whether you were in prison for a crime you committed,
now we're talking about treadmills. Like,
Yo, this is a lot of yapping right now.
You have you have these
Holy
debates
yeah.
set up just so you can say the hard R, but you're not acting like the same guy. Johnny Somali went over there to fucking Japan and shit, saying hateful shit and got beat up for it, and nobody said, "Oh,
Hold
You
on.
gotta get
Koreans
VC
they were
banned.
hateful
wait,
people."
wait.
Hold on.
You're wrong.
Bro, I'm tired
You
of
gotta
telling y'all
get
to hold
VC
on.
banned.
Listen to me before I start muting everybody up in this joint.
the way in which these words were used historically, which differs from
This
how
is
I use these
joint?
words.
Okay, hold on. Real quick, Chin.
Interesting.
Hold on, please, before I lose my brain.
I'm holding. Roger that.
Okay, Chimp, like I said to you before when you hosted a slow debate about being able to say the word, which I don't understand why I want to say it so bad out of
That's
the
very
million words
interesting.
in this world. Why are you comparing that word to something materialistic? Like we said, the group of prisoners they did not consist of one race. They were of various races and ethnicities. I think that's what you failed to understand. That word was dehumanizing and derogatory to one specific race.
But we have two particular groups in this scenario, prisoner and non-prisoner. Obviously, you were never a prisoner, so you would fall under the category of non-prisoner, right? However,
Yes.
anyone who was a prisoner in time periods faced dehumanization where they were forced to run on a specific object for a prolonged period of time in a way in which resulted in casualties amongst prisoners, right? The correlation being that we're taking two particular things in which were both made to dehumanize two groups. Your logic is, since one of these things were made to dehumanize a certain group, only that certain group should use that thing. So by your logic, you would have to argue that for other things in which were historically made to dehumanize.
No, it's not the same though.
Contradicting. Yes, it would.
No, it's not. I'm not contradicting anything.
Yes,
It's
yes,
literally not the same. You want to know why you want to use that word so bad? Because it doesn't offend you.
The reason why I want to say this word in particular is because there is no specific word that is deemed by many as a slur that is as culturalized as this specific word, in which you can hear this word in songs, rap.
And guess what type of people sing and rap those songs? Not people of your color.
You know what's funny is that
No, you can argue that no one should use it, but your argument is terrible.
As a BLK woman, I do not like to use that word. I hear it all the
Okay, then
time.
don't
Even
use it.
hold on. Thank you. Even sometimes when I hear certain songs playing, sometimes I bleep out the word too. I'm saying that all in all to say, hold on.
Girl,
I'm saying
you don't like saying it.
Hold on. I'm saying that all in all to
Nigga
say
said,
is that nobody should be
"Oh my
using it, and
God."
I just don't get why you want to use that word so bad. Like it makes your heart hurt that people get offended when you use that word. I don't get it.
The point of you can hearing this song said 20, 30 times in a rap song because the rapper keeps spamming it. I'm sorry, I don't want to go.
Okay, then don't listen to it. How about that?
I'm sorry.
What?
I don't-
Well, actually, no, there is a song that goes like that.
I actually really don't want you to listen to rap music.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? We're talking about the N-word, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a Black woman as well. And I just wanted to say I disagree with you, host, mainly because you said not everyone should use it. I feel like Black people should be the only ones using it because we reclaim that word. And
No,
yes,
I agree.
it's a derogatory term. Let me finish. It's a derogatory term, a racial slur,
Don't do
yes.
that.
But Black people amongst each other, we use it for endearment. And Cobra, I am
Hold
Black.
on, Chimp. Hold on.
I am
Girl,
Black.
I don't care.
You know,
I
you
do
need
not
to
care what color you are.
need to care.
Hold on.
Black.
Real quick. Hold on, Waluigi. I'm sorry. I just want to rebuttal what you have to say before I forget. I agree with you. Yes, if anybody should be saying that word, it should be people, BLK people. Yes, I agree. But I'm saying that because of the history of that word is so deep, I don't want anybody saying it because it's so deep, because now everybody feels like they can say it. For whatever reason, everybody feels like they can say it. But yes, I do agree with the point of if anybody should say it, yes, BLK people should say it because we took back our power like within that word. But let me unmute you. You can say what you have to say.
Okay, going to Cobra, I don't know why. Can you please be quiet? Because you need to get a muscle on your mouth because you keep talking. Anyways,
Holy.
I'm a black woman. I can say whatever I want. You're not black. You're not, you don't suffer. You don't, well, yeah.
How did you suffer just because you're black?
I did. You can't say the N-word. I don't
How
care.
did you
You're
suffer?
not black. Black people don't have privilege. White people do. You can't be disrespectful to a system that has power. White people do have power. So come on, let's be for real now. And that's not entitled. It's just the truth.
So if she were to argue that white individuals hold more power than black individuals, and therefore black individuals should have the right to say this word, which was historically made to dehumanize them, over the dominant race, would you say that in some particular scenarios, a black individual can hold more power than a white?
Here, that will never happen.
I mean,
never happen.
Whoa, never?
Waluigi, who holds more power? Hold on, who holds more power in this scenario? Someone with a pew pew or someone who is unarmed?
Guys,
what does that have to do with the conversation we're having?
We're not talking about physical power or power with weapons. We're not talking about that type of power.
what I'm trying to say is color doesn't matter. It's funny that y'all
We're talking more about privilege than.
Waluigi, can you answer the question?
rude.
Yeah, so Waluigi, let me give you a clear example where a black individual had held more power than white individuals. Like, for example, in 2017, on April 18th in Fresno, California, when a black nationalist, Corey Ali Muhammad, off of his self-proclaimed beliefs of white nationalism, vowed to eliminate as many whites as he could before unaliving 4 whites, attempting to unalive 4 other whites before being caught, and then telling detectives on camera that the reason why he did it was because those individuals were white, right? So that is an example of a black individual who held something in which gave him more power than a white individual, debunking your claim that white individuals always hold more power than blacks. Tell me one privilege in which all white people gain access to on the basis of them being perceived as white in our society that no other
You
race
guys
has.
suffer with systemic racism? Let me know.
Hold on, so let's debunk this. Hold on. What do you define as systemic racism, and can you define what a system is?
Oh my God. Why are we having this conversation right now?
Because Cobra keeps like talking in the chat. Like, I don't know what she's.
You're silent because someone's talking in the chat.
Oh my God. He I don't know, like, he's thought of this intently, thoroughly.
I don't know.
He's thought of this thoroughly. Like, he's speaking, he has freaking stories to rebut. He's a good debater, even though he's talking crazy.
We can
That's
go
what
up
I'm
to
like trying to
He's
think. Like,
debating crazy.
really
Like, he's
giving
a
that.
master debater right
That's
now.
what you were doing.
to give an example, I would choose Corey. Okay, everybody knows Corey, right? Not
Wait,
you.
what are
What are you talking
about?
about?
What are you yapping
I mean,
about?
I only watch Speed.
Hold on. Let him
I only
speak
watch
real quick.
Speed. Suey.
Hold on, let him talk real quick. What is?
I mean, Corey Kenshin
Oh.
gave the community
Hey, please.
privilege. Look, listen, right? Corey Kenshin gave the community the privilege to laugh and be happy through the videos that he made and put up on YouTube.
Like
I mean,
any
that's a
YouTuber?
good.
What is this nigga talking about?
Yeah, like any YouTuber and shit. Like I grew up watching Corey, and for damn sure, you got privilege.
That's a terrible take.
I don't know what the fuck
Okay,
you're. Ooh.
wait.
That's
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you tell me one privilege in which all white people gain access to on the basis of them being perceived as white in our society?
First of all, you have the power of normality. You don't get
Define
looked at like a
normality.
weirdo because you're darker than somebody.
Define
Why are you-
normality. Hold
why are
on.
you asking
What
me
if
that?
that wouldn't be white
You know
privilege?
what
That
it
would
means to be
light skin privilege.
normal?
See,
Being
now
dark
they're
is
phrasing
bad.
it. I get what they're
You
saying,
Are you saying
but
that
they're
other
phrasing
races
it
can't be lighter
as
skinned?
if it is as bad as it was back then. That's the
It's
problem.
like talking to a brick wall because
To be honest,
you're
it kinda
twisting
sounds-
everything I am saying.
That's exactly what you
It
said.
kind of sounds.
That's not what I'm saying.
Wait. Something. Okay, I don't know if it's funny or not funny, but I feel like it's kind of weird to be calling another white folk. You know the term for white folk, right? The one that starts with a C.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you wouldn't see those every day. Like, hey, say, hey, what's up, Michael? Right?
I don't call
That's
people that.
I mean,
I've never
that doesn't
called a
even hold the
person.
same weight at all.
Right, it doesn't.
Hold
And
on, yes.
even if it
Hold on,
did,
it
I
doesn't?
still wouldn't be. I'm not begging and crying and screaming to call people the C word. I've never called a white person that. Believe it or not, you can take
Hold on,
from
by
that
the
what
way,
you
I
want.
think
No,
you'd be very
what I'm no, no, no.
disingenuous. I think you would be very disingenuous if you were to insinuate that the only reason why someone who is non-black can say this word is to call a black individual this on the basis of race, given the fact that this word is so culturalized and so much music that we listen to.
It's culturalized in black culture, not anybody
And then-
else's. That's what you fail to
And
realize.
then mainstream to a American audience, in which is predominantly white.
What's your point? Like, what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? But the main point with you not saying it though is it's disrespectful, regardless if you use it in a racist way. Regardless if you use it racist, like in racismly, like regardless if you don't, like it's disrespectful. I feel like it's disrespectful.
So is a feeling?
Yes, and the
is
only
a feeling
reason-
of disrespect subjective or objective? Right? It's obviously
Hold on.
subjective. I'll answer
Let me
that
say-
question for you. So something in which you deem as disrespectful to you personally, or comes off as disrespectful, cannot be seen as disrespectful by me, who did something in an intention which is not akin to the way that someone would use this thing
But-
to be disrespectful.
Okay, but then if you say that to me around me and I say it's disrespectful, right? And then you keep saying it like you were talking about earlier about you saying it and getting beat up. If I tell you it's disrespectful and you keep saying it, then like, she said earlier, then you reap what you sow.
Right, you keep poking and poking the
hold on,
bear.
by
What do you
that
think
logic-
the bear is gonna do?
If you don't,
By that logic,
Let me say something real quick because I had to say something previously and I let y'all talk. Okay, dang, now I had a brain fart. Shoot.
hold on, but by that
Wait.
logic,
Oh,
hold on,
that's what
by
I was
that
gonna
logic,
say.
do you think that just because something is disrespectful to some means that it's wrong?
Chip,
Yes,
you talk way too much.
It does. It like you said, it's subjective. If I think you're doing me wrong, then you should not do that to me. If I say you're doing something and I think it is wrong, you should have the respect for me to be like, okay, like you're not having any respect for me.
He's so passionate about holding a value.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, Chip.
Necessarily say that doing something which I don't.
Hold on, Chip. Hold on. Okay.
Sorry, proceed.
Hold on. Okay, so what I'm trying to say before I forget again is the only reason I feel like you guys want to use the word so bad or you don't deem it as as disrespectful is because it was never used against you in that way. And you can say, "Oh, I'm not trying to use it in that way," but it doesn't change a thing. It doesn't.
I want to respond to him, right? So, even if he were to say that this thing is disrespectful to some specifically, he finds this word disrespectful when a white individual just so happens to use this word. I would argue that just because something is disrespectful to some doesn't make it wrong, right? If his specific argument were to be, well, it's disrespectful, so stop doing it, that would be a horrible argument because that would justify historically white supremacists who believe that black individuals being in America was disrespectful to their white nation. Right?
Now wait, listen.
That logic is wrong.
No, hold on.
Now, not wanting black Americans here just because of the color of their skin is immorally wrong. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. You saying you here? Listen. Here, you.
It has to be logical.
You hitting me is disrespectful. You hitting me is disrespectful. It's not on the same level as not wanting some here because of the color of their skin. It's not on the same level. You calling me a name is not on the same level as that. So if
So the correlation is
talk.
Hold on. So the correlation is
This is rude. So shut up.
Yeah.
What's the correlation? What's the correlation?
So let him speak.
Purple
Okay,
hair,
go
you
ahead,
really
go
need
ahead.
to be quiet. Purple hair, you aren't contributing nothing.
Girl, I don't want to hear
Hold on.
it. Zip it. I've been quiet.
So the correlation is so the correlation is your logic is, well, I find it disrespectful, so stop doing it, which is horrible logic because that can validate a white supremacist who believes that America should be white, saying that black individuals being in America is disrespectful to what they believe in. By that logic, is being black in America wrong?
Now, here, listen to what I'm saying. Now, I'm saying, first off, I'm saying, you said earlier that you using the word in a non-racist manner, right? Okay, you should be able to do that. Say in a non-racist manner using the N-word, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I say like me and a couple of other black people, see when you say that word is disrespectful to us, right? You should have the respect for us as a human being to not say that around us. And if you choose to keep saying that, and we keep telling you to stop saying that around us and you don't, obviously you reap what you sow. And
No, I agree.
white people not wanting black people in America is not the same thing as you calling me a name. Now, not wanting someone here or doing wrong by someone because of the color of their skin is a different thing. That is something we can agree is a morally wrong. It's not right.
Morals are subjective.
What do you guys discuss?
I mean, okay, but let's be real. You killing someone is not suggestive. It's not subjective. That's not a subjective. What? So me murdering someone for no reason is subjective. It's subjective if that's morally wrong.
What does the word objective mean?
Well, I'm talking.
The reason why we as a society believe that something like murder is wrong is because society generally agreed upon that, right? That would be subjective, not objective. Hold on.
He's rage baiting the shit out of me.
Hold on. So I want to make it clear that I draw a fine line between somebody telling me, "Hey man, can you please not call me this word?" and somebody telling me that you're not allowed to do that because you're white, right? Those are two completely different arguments. And of course, if somebody tells me that they feel uncomfortable when they are being called something, besides if they're like calling themselves a gender that they're not, that's a whole different discussion, right? I would have enough moral competency to not call them a word in which they do not want to be called, right? But again, if you tell me you're not allowed to do that, that's a completely different argument. And I'm sorry, if you tell me that I'm not allowed to do something on the basis of my race, I'm going to shrug my shoulders generally, right?
Okay. Now, I guess you.
Can I please say something? Real quick? My main thing with you, Chimp. Yeah, my main thing with you, Chimp, is we've been on this call for what, like an hour or two, I don't know, and you've been pleading your case. So I know that you have to understand the importance of being heard, and that's my last point. Is that if somebody is telling you and they're pleading their case to you and they're saying, I don't feel comfortable with this, you need to understand, just the way that you've spent so long trying to convince a handful of strangers to understand your point. That's all you need to do in real life with other people. When they say they don't want you to use that word, don't use that word. The end. It doesn't even need to be that deep. I can understand your point. We could shake hands. Don't use that word. We move on. Whatever.
What? So the conclusion is, listen to me. That's okay. Like,
I can see what you're.
Be respectful. That's the conclusion. Have human decency to be respectful.
Hold on, but just because something comes off as disrespect to some individuals, or just because something makes some people uncomfortable, doesn't necessarily prove how it's wrong, right?
You want us to see your point so bad. You want us to see your point so bad. So then use that same energy and see somebody else's point.
No, I do. I listen to understand, right? A lot of people just listen.
Are you sure?
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it.
I guess.
Is Chimp the only one who thinks it should be said?
I don't know.
Well, you just want to say it just like conventionally, just like in songs and like what, like
around my friends,
around your, so like just like you want to be like, what's up, my, you know, that's what you want to be.
No,
what your friends look like, dude.
Also around my friends, like I use the word in arguments, right?
Yeah, you use it as the word has been produced, which is insulting. Therefore, you know, and you can understand how that word is.
Why do black people reclaim
not because of the word's history, but because the word.
Hold on, wait.
How do you use it? How do you use it like in an argument?
Can I please speak?
Go ahead, Walu. Go ahead.
Okay, so Chimp, I don't understand why you're trying to argue with us about this, and you should just let it go. Because we already told you it's a racial slur, and black people like me and whoever's in here is black, we use it as a way for endearment, like I just said. And the way you guys are using it, it's no matter how like no matter how like however you use it, it's still bad. Like
Waluigi, as a black male, I think you're wrong.
Right?
You know, here
So
I
and the reason why you stating
Hold
this
on,
would be
Chip, let her finish real quick,
Can I
please.
finish?
hold on. So the reason why
Bro, just take Cobra off the stage.
let this go is given the fact that I actually think that having productive conversations like these really develop people's minds in a society where a lot of people are generally really lazy. I think people like us should have conversations like these, especially controversial ones, to really understand why we believe in certain things instead of just believing in things because we hear other people believing things, right? That's not how you have a productive society.
That's
right?
true.
What are the societal effects when a white individual says this word that magically don't happen when a black individual says the same word amongst their friends, family members, and to imply to themselves?
When a white person uses it, it's the fact that they understand that
For this question's like a setup because there's no like societal effect like if a white dude says it.
It's a term that you use to
Wait,
put
I've
them
been alive
down.
for hundreds of years.
Yes. So when it's a
I've
term,
been alive for hundreds of years. Yes, I've been
Okay.
alive for hundreds of years.
your bloodline,
not about
your
you being
bloodline
Just
has-
say
your-
most of
literally your
these
bloodline
words.
Hold on. Do you think
Hold
that
on,
race is
hold on.
biological?
Wait,
Do you think that
Chip,
race is
let
biological?
her finish.
Race
please. Let her
is
finish.
biological. There is
Race-
actually
race is
proof.
biological.
Wait, there is proof that people of color have the trauma from 400 years ago from slavery in their genes. Like they just naturally have trauma responses that they don't understand and they can't help because of what happened to them over the course of those years. And you, as a white man, you're gonna. sit
I've never
there
heard
and tell
anything
me
about
You
that.
don't understand. Look it up. You should know.
neither.
You actually should know. It is. It is
Manic,
a
do you
thing.
feel those symptoms?
Do you think that species
I'm
who
not.
aren't
I'm not
biologically
black.
hold on?
I
Do you
just,
think that
I just
species?
am like I'm cultured and I'm also educated. I educate myself.
You're
Are
hold
you
on. So you're
black?
wait.
I'm
you're
just
educated?
saying.
Wait, you're educated?
With
Wait, hold
the
on. Hold on. You're
N-word
educated?
and the
Avalon.
topic.
I'm gonna let you go.
Wait, hold on. You're
I'm gonna-
educated? Are you? Wait. Do you think that two species who aren't biologically the same can mate with each other?
What?
I thought you were educated.
Bro, look at the chat. It says, yeah, bro. Every time I shower, I go down to the
Relevant
last.
question, by the way.
Can you
You saying that race is biological?
Going on topic, yo.
No, it's
Are
not.
you
Wait,
gonna
wait.
This shit is so unserious.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Are
Hold
you
on,
trying
guys.
to
Hold on,
equate
guys.
that to like interracial marriage? Because two biological species
God, this is going so many different
in
directions.
two different cultures.
Wait,
I said the
Who aren't
effects of
biologically
race.
the
No,
same can
Oh my
mate
God.
with each other.
bro, I said that black people feel the effects of racism in their genes, in their genetics. Like they actually have trauma responses.
I don't know about
from
that.
those
I'm not
hundreds
educated.
of
I don't know
years
about that. I'm not
of
saying it's not
slavery,
true,
and
but
that
I
is
don't
a
know about
fact.
that. I don't
That
know.
is also history.
You
So
realize
for you
that
to
race
sit there
isn't
and
genetic. So hold on. So how can a specific race feel something in their genes when their race isn't on the basis of genetics? You see how that doesn't make sense?
Okay, Chimp, I have a question for you. So,
Hold on,
She's
wait.
basically-
Like, I don't know about naturally feeling the effects. You could feel like
I'ma
when
let
you
Avalon
learn about
go
it, you can
first,
feel like
I
the
think
weight,
Ashley
like
could talk for a
the
while.
weight of it in
Chimp,
a sense.
hold
But I
on.
don't know if I feel
I'ma
it.
let
Felt that
Avalon
I never
go
felt that
first.
naturally until I found out about it.
For a while, please.
Hold on, guys.
Just put everybody. First off, I don't know if this will change anyone else's perspective on it, but the N-word and racial slurs, especially the hard R, were the very last things that some black people ever heard before dying. So I think that's a really important piece, like just in general, when we're using that word and regarding people by it. I don't think, I personally,
Can I add on
I
to
don't
that?
have a preference. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, hold on. Right, so I get what you're trying to pinpoint. However, I want to then ask you a question, a very valuable question. Do you think that it was harder to be a black individual in times before the Civil Rights Act or in modern day?
I would say it would probably be back then it was harder, but
Right.
it's probably still as hard today.
Oh my
So I'm gonna-
God.
so
Why
I'm
would
gonna
you say
ask-
that?
Especially with
It's
people
not as
like
hard.
you
It's
know,
definitely
like
not as
putting
hard. I don't
others
feel the
down
effects
or,
of racism.
thinking
I've not
that it's
felt.
okay.
I felt one
I
effect
wonder
of
how
racism
often you say it. I just want to know.
yesterday, not the day before, not the
I
day
don't
after,
think that's
before
really
that,
relevant.
before
I'll say
that,
that
before that,
after,
before
right?
that.
But
it was
I'm gonna ask you
extremely
this
harder
question.
back then.
In which
And I'm gonna
you
talk
use
over for a bit. I
to
feel like the main thing, obviously,
devaluate
black people
or
feel
no,
that
I
because of their
disagree.
ancestors are very
So
close
I would
relative,
say
even like their
maybe
grandma, even like my mom,
if I have to
my
estimate
dad, and
maybe
my grandparents, they've experienced
maybe
racism.
like
They have ancestors,
8 times a
experienced
day.
racism. We have all
I'll
have
say like
black
around
people
that
have
time frame.
ancestors who've experienced
Why?
slavery. Obviously,
Right?
so we feel
Because a
because of
word
that.
that is
Even though me
difficult to
personally, I have
conceptualize
not
similar to what
experienced
I
racism,
listen to
I feel like that
personally,
because of that, now
like
I
for
have a right
example,
to say
I've
this
listened
word,
to
and he doesn't because
concerts with
he
my
doesn't have any
friends,
of that,
right?
you know,
With
in his
black
background. I
individuals
feel
in
like
which
the
I
main
listen
point
to
that
personally,
people need to
right?
get
They
across
say the
is that
word, right? I'm in a concert
no
with my
one
friends.
should
I'll
use
drop it, right?
the
I don't want to
word in general
because I'm
because
trying to
of
avoid a
the
word in
hate
which if I
behind it.
accidentally say, now
Now,
all of a
we
sudden
don't
there's
have the
a
right to tell
looming
him that
threat
he
of
can't
white
say
guilt
this
because I
word just
said the
because of the
no-no word,
color of
right?
his skin.
I
We
feel
don't
like
have the
that's
right
a
to tell
lot
him
of
that
work to
just
put
because
into
our
one word.
ancestors. I don't think we have the right to tell him that just because our
Also,
ancestors were
you know,
enslaved or
I
may
feel
have experienced racism.
like
And
The reason why
I
I
would
think
just
it
say
is a
right
little
now, people
hypocritical
should
to
not
say
be
he
beating
can't say the
others up
word
or like, you know,
when we say
getting
it all
their
the
ass
time.
handed to them because they say a word.
We shouldn't say the word
And
either. The
if
same
you do
if we
beat
say
people
he can't
up
say the word
or
because of the
fucking
the
punch
history
them,
behind it,
whatever,
then why
you
should I
should
mean
not
we were on
be
the other end
having
of
a
that history,
problem with
but
them
knowing that
saying
history and being on the
a
other end of that
word.
history,
Because you're
wouldn't
not
that make
saying
us want to not
Yeah,
say
so
it
I will
more?
give an unbiased
You know?
take, right? As someone who said
Okay, so I wanted to say I agree with Chimp, and not gonna lie, all I've heard since I've joined was people fighting Chimp with their opinions and their feelings, and nobody has been talking about facts. So like, I'm black. I'm a black male, and I don't see anything wrong with using the word. And the only thing I see wrong is if you're using a hard R, and like I wouldn't use it, but like it doesn't really matter. It's just a word. People were talking about, oh, slaves, people dealt with it for hundreds of years. But like just because you're black doesn't mean you identify wholly with like what happened in the past. You were not persecuted. And there's a chance that your ancestors probably weren't even slaves because all slaves were not even black. I hope you guys know that. Not all of our black
that is
ancestors were slaves.
so basically you're assuming that you share lineage to people who are enslaved on the basis of your race, right?
Exactly.
That would be a prejudice upon your own race.
It's not really.
And all I've seen is people. You guys are like fighting with your feelings. It's a racial debate, not a racial cry. Calm yourself down. Hold
No,
on back tears.
I definitely I feel like we definitely like obviously as like a black person, I feel like a lot of people like in the community think because like they have a family member or they might possibly have ancestors that experience some sort of racism that they have like, you know, the right. That's why we feel like we have the right to say it, and then like they don't. Like that's weird. That's why they feel like that. I feel like that I feel like no one should say it because of the hate and stuff behind it. I see people saying what like while Luigi saying we reclaimed it, but I feel like why would we want to reclaim a word that's so saturated in hate? I feel like the word, if we feel like the word is disrespectful and that it's saturated in hate, then like no one should say it. It shouldn't be said in rap songs. It shouldn't be said casually. It shouldn't be said in endearment. Like it shouldn't be an endearment type of word. Like why would you want that to be said as endearment?
I agree with him, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm a black person myself. I wouldn't be mad if a white person said it. Like it's just a
For
word.
real.
Second of all, if I was white, I'll be damned to let another person tell me a word that my ancestors made.
For real.
I'll be
man,
damned. Nah, I'm not trolling. I'm so serious. Like they made the word. You gonna stop me?
I mean, of course. Yes, but we don't have the right. Like we don't have the right to tell him no. What that man cannot say. But if I say if he says it up to me and I say, hey, that's disrespectful, and then he keeps saying it, then obviously that's a respect thing.
How's that disrespectful? It's a word.
No, it's a thing. That's like it's a thing. If I find it, you might not find it disrespectful, like you said, but it's a thing. If I find it disrespectful. It don't matter. If I find it disrespectful, my feelings got hurt. If they feelings got hurt, and I tell you not to say it. If I tell you not to say it, oh well, if I punch you, and then you say, hey, don't hit me, and I keep hitting you, then like we have a problem.
Then you go to jail, and they go look like the.
See, but it's the same. It's the same thing. If I do something you don't like, and I tell you that, and then you don't respect it, then like that's where the problem is. Now, obviously, I'm not going to tell him what he can and not say. But if I don't like that being said around me, and I repeat that to him, and he doesn't respect that.
Self-control.
But no one's saying that I don't have self-control. But I'm saying if having me telling him multiple times,
punch him.
You say you're gonna punch him over a word.
Who said I was gonna punch? I said that if I punched you and you told me to stop and I kept doing it, then that's a respect thing. I'm disrespecting you. I don't care what you're saying.
Mental is two different things.
That's not even punching someone isn't a respect thing.
I
That's
think
that's
y'all are
assault.
missing the claim that he's trying
That is me hitting you not disrespectful?
That's assault.
Is it not disrespectful? Assault is that not disrespectful? Me hitting you?
I mean, you can hit somebody out of a good.
So I can hit you. I can hit you. I can hit you respectfully.
In this type of, and what he's trying to say is, go ahead, say your thing. What you're saying?
I'm saying it doesn't. If I find something disrespectful, like him saying the word around me, it doesn't matter. If I find disrespectful, I got my feelings hurt, and I told him, "Hey, can you not say that around me? I don't feel comfortable with it." And he doesn't respect that, and he keeps saying it around me, and he keeps saying it around me. Obviously, there's other things I can do. I can separate myself. Obviously, I can separate myself. I don't have to talk to him, but that's a respect thing. He's not respecting what my wishes. Now, some people might hit him. Some people might, da. But I'm saying that's a respect thing.
So if you hit him, you become what you hate.
Exactly.
I'm becoming what I hate if I hit him. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to hit them. There's other things you can do.
I'm saying if you do hit them, you become what you hate.
I would also say that whether you putting your hands on somebody or not would be justifiable is on the basis of a specific scenario. Like, for example, I wouldn't say that it is justified to put your hands on somebody for simply rapping at a concert, right? I think if someone doesn't...
Yeah, it's not justified. It's not justified.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It is justified.
So if they just freely said the word, then what? What if they just walk around just saying the N-word? Not being mean, they're just saying it.
I mean, like, it's the like I'm not gonna go up to every white person who just randomly says the N-word and be like, "Hey, what the fuck are you talking? Like, what are you saying?" Like.
I mean,
Yeah, it's not like
it's not too but like,
and like I'm not gonna lie, nowadays people just do it out of pure disrespect, bro. That's all it is.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
Point. It's not about the way that they are using it. You guys are trying to condone it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just weird.
I condone it.
I'm
blocking. I condone
it.
I condone it too.
Hold on. You're really giving Uncle Reckless right now.
I'm giving Uncle Reckless because I'm not getting mad for a word. I'm not giving a word about
getting mad. It's about
it's not just a word.
Educate the people.
It's not about getting mad, bro.
One second.
I feel like I fumbled my explanation.
Hold on, please.
Hold on, I want to mention.
Cam, shut up.
Please wait a second.
Damn, he talked to them much.
Cam, shut up.
On, please.
But them other niggas are just trolling, bro. They're trolling.
Go ahead, Your Honor. Speak.
Crack.
Which, I mean, that's what we should be doing, to be honest.
Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead.
Okay, so I feel like you guys think that reclaiming it isn't an option. You can reclaim the word. There are a lot of black people out there who don't use the word, me included. I don't use the word in my vocabulary, but there are some that do. And I feel like you guys are trying to either allow everybody to use it or allow nobody to use it. And I don't understand why, because I feel like you guys are confused on its history and how it's affected the people. And
it's not about allowing or I'm not. We don't have. We can't allow anything. We can't choose what people say. We can't choose what people say. If they are going to say it, they're going to say it. You can, if you want to reclaim the word, you can. But personally, I feel like that. Why would you want to reclaim a word so saturated in hate? If you feel like reclaiming it takes it back, good for you. We cannot change the minds of every single body. And keep it up.
I think that would be
keep it a buck, bro. Like,
I think that would be
you're not going up to a fucking random white dude who just he on the phone. He say, "What's up, my nigga?" You're not gonna fucking go up to him and say, "Don't fucking say that." You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna fucking do that. Those niggas don't have the fucking balls to do that.
Contradicting, given the fact
Yeah, let me tell you a problem, y'all. There's a problem. Not a lot of people are educated. Even myself are not educated. Just within speaking fluently and about our race and about the exact definitions of prejudice, discrimination, and racism. You know, not everybody is very well versed within these topics and just within speaking in general. And we all have our own personal opinions that leak out into our beliefs, you know.
someone who
So,
does a bad crime and gets a
and
punishment.
this obviously, this person is just very well versed in speaking fluently and making what he says sound a certain way. You know, he's a good debater and arguer. You know, so
That's what I'm saying. No, wait.
you know he's a good debater and arguer. He always has like there's always a lane to go, and he's supporting his shit with evidence. And we don't have no evidence.
So her stance is something made in simpler terms. Something made to dehumanize, therefore, should only be used by the group in which it was made to dehumanize, right?
He's spitting bars.
That same stance of, well, one group went through something worse, so they should face a higher punishment, wouldn't correlate at the fact that the reason why she thinks something shouldn't be used by individuals who aren't of a certain group in the first place is because of the fact that it was made to dehumanize, not of the fact that they went through something worse than another group, right? So we're taking two particular things in which were both made to dehumanize two groups. If one of those groups can argue, since this thing was made to dehumanize us, only we can use this group, why can't another group, by that logic, argue, since this thing was made to dehumanize us, only we can use this thing?
I'm mentally tapped out of this. I'm mentally tapped out.
Okay, so like I said before we went,
I'm tapped out of this.
comparing objects with words. Now,
Bro is actually cooking, bro.
that
I swear, bro, they're just pandering.
I never interrupted you. So you are trying to compare this object that was used on prisoners versus this word used on people. Okay, so I said previously that words and objects aren't the same. But if you want to go that route, which we can, because I understand where you're going with this, I feel like because we're going with objects used on people in a certain way, I feel like BLK people can also, in a sense, reclaim chains and whips and prisons and weapons. Okay, because those were things used on them. You know what I'm saying? So if we want to go that route, I'm guessing that we can also claim objects that were used on us.
But why can't we bring out the fact that shit is broad? Prisoners are broad. People getting used weapons on them are broad. It's a broad
So basically, you're saying that amusement parks should be banned because they use chains, right? Pokies, I can't say the actual term, should be banned because they were used to dehumanize people, right? They were used to unalive people on the basis of race, right? That should be banned according to your logic, right?
It was used to harm them, just like the treadmills were used to harm prisoners. So
hey, at the end of the day, regardless of what you think, regardless if you think they should say it or not, unfortunately, you can't stop people from saying it. If they want to say it, they're going to say it, unfortunately.
That would go against your logic. Your logic is, if this thing was made to be...
Bro, we got voice. We got voice.
Oh my god. I guess it's time to change the topic.
Hey guys. Hey y'all. He's probably gonna come back on his Yapatron account, so he'll be back soon. Honestly.
GG's.
Okay.
Just give it a minute.
Can I say what I was gonna say?
God, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone has had like any good points. Not gonna lie.
You don't think anybody here had any good points? You're serious?
Wait, no,
can I
on to absolutely nothing.
Can I ask a question though? If you don't want a specific, let's go with the actual, the basis of this conversation. If you don't want a white person calling you the derogatory term, you'll know what I'm talking about. Then why are you using it against yourselves to call each other yourself?
Hold on, we reclaimed it. We already discussed
See, that reclaim shit, I don't like that reclaim shit. Like, not gonna lie, I'm not using the N-word anymore. Because I don't want to participate in that reclaim stuff,
Hold
man.
on before I mute everybody, please. I don't know. Y'all can sidebar that for 2 seconds because Chimp is back, and I don't know if he's gonna get VC banned anytime soon. So I want people to go ahead and get whatever they have to ask him out of the way. So resume where y'all were before.
Right. So wait, I don't remember where yeah. So specifically, her logic is, if something was made or used to dehumanize a certain group, then therefore that thing should be banned, which would be horrible logic, because there are other things in which you validate the use of, in which were historically made or historically used to dehumanize a certain group. like knives were used to dehumanize black individuals and therefore by your logic should be banned. Chains were historically used to dehumanize black individuals and by your logic should be banned.
I mean, it's all broad though. It's all just
Against
broad.
black individuals and by your
White
logic
people
should be
stab
banned.
white people. Black people stab
I didn't
black
say
people.
banned. I say that
White
we should
people,
reclaim
black
it
people stab
since they want to
whites.
reclaim
Whites stab blacks.
Hold on, there have been
Asians stab
instances
blacks.
where people have used cars for the intention of unaliving people on the basis of race, and therefore, by your logic, should be banned.
I
right?
never said banned. Did I say banned? Did I say banned?
No, only
Did I say
used.
banned?
Basically, you
When I say
did.
banned, I mean only used by the group in which was targeted by this object.
And you're
or
saying by my logic. No, Chimp. This was by your logic since
that
the
would be
beginning.
by your logic.
No, because
I feel like this is a good time to end it because realistically, this conversation is never going to end. This is a conversation we're going to have forever, literally, because we're not going to be. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to bring everybody together. That's the it's impossible to bring everybody together. Someone's always going to think different. Someone's always going to disagree. A lot of y'all ain't going outside. If a white person said, I'm going to say it now just to get my point across. If he said, fuck you, nigga. A lot of y'all ain't going to do shit. A lot of y'all ain't going to do a damn thing. It's not innate. Like, I feel like I'm just rambling now just because of this conversation. I'm just yapping. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at. I'm tired. It's 3 a.m. I've been in here since like 9. No, this just proves that we shouldn't be having this conversation. This generation's cooked. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys in the next one. Peace.